Tonight, Korea's entertainment world is shaking. The entire global timeline is in chaos. Taehyung's voice just changed everything again. This isn't a normal viral moment. This is a cultural shockwave. A silent rehearsal suddenly became the next world headline, the next global obsession, the next impossible Taehyung effect that analysts still can't explain. And the most insane part? It was just him, a microphone, and a backpack. The echo of Taehyung's voice inside the Runseokjin Encore Arena did not just bounce off empty seats. It collided with the world. It pierced through timelines. It detonated every corner of Twitter. Fanbases couldn't breathe. Trends exploded. Media froze. And once again, the global economy of influence bent under one man's name, Kim Taehyung. Inside the empty blue seat arena, his voice carried a melancholy softness mixed with heartbreaking sharp clarity as he sang the opening of Love Me Again. The room was silent, but the world was not. This wasn't performance. This was intimacy being broadcast accidentally to the entire planet. His brown backpack became the symbol that every fan refused to let go. It wasn't fashion. It wasn't cute aesthetic. Felt like a spirit. A shield. A warm memory that Taehyung protects with his life. Fans wrote, "No one can take his backpack away from him." And suddenly that one sentence turned into the emotional thesis of this era. People said his voice sounded raw, unfiltered, and painfully honest. As if Taehyung wasn't singing for applause, he was singing for the universe. Singing to himself. Singing to the version of him that never needed cameras, lights, or stage production. That's why the video hit harder than any official stage. The stadium felt like a cathedral. His voice felt like prayer. And when the clip spread globally, everything escalated. Hashtags exploded. Hashtag Taehyung Encore, hashtag Love Me Again Live. Hashtag No One Takes His Bag led trends in Indonesia, Korea, Japan, France, Brazil, and the US in less than 2 hours. Just a rehearsal, but more powerful than most artists' entire final performance. Journalists in Korea began writing pieces calling Taehyung's vocal discipline terrifyingly stable. Media outlets declared he is not an idol. He is an artist built from pure emotional architecture. And just as the world was recovering from the vocal shockwave, another explosion detonated again. A single photo of Taehyung holding a Youth serum bottle went live, and the Japanese beauty market collapsed within 1 hour. Websites down. Inventory gone. Stores wiped to zero. CNN Japan called him the man who broke the market. Business Insider labeled it the Taehyung economy. HYBE reportedly panicked. No strategic team predicted this level. No marketing department could control this. Throughout all of this chaos, Taehyung said nothing. Silence. Stillness. Calm. Because Taehyung doesn't chase attention. Attention chases him. Tonight is proof again. When Taehyung opens his mouth and lets his voice exist naturally, even without a stage, the world obeys. They say Taehyung is no longer influenced by the system. He creates the system. His existence itself is the algorithm. His voice is the catalyst that turns ordinary seconds into historical timestamps. Some politicians in Japan and Korea even commented indirectly about this phenomenon through economic interviews, because when a single human voice can move consumption behavior at this scale, it becomes a macro event, not fan behavior. Taehyung is proving that the entertainment economy of the future will be built on emotional energy, not corporate structure. Even financial researchers in Tokyo started using the term emotional capitalization, and Taehyung is becoming the prime living example of this new era of measurement. His influence is no longer brand power. It is emotional currency that multiplies itself faster than charts can record. What terrifies traditional agencies and corporations the most is that Taehyung did not do anything intentionally to trigger any of this. His simple rehearsal in an empty stadium, something other artists do every day, without anyone noticing, became the most powerful global headline in 24 hours. The backpack suddenly became a psychological anchor for millions of people. It represented comfort, identity, and vulnerability. Fans started writing that the backpack was the physical manifestation of Taehyung's inner child, the part of him that remains untouched by fame, pressure, industry manipulation, or corporate strategy. From that point, the backpack was not just a bag. It was narrative. And while the entertainment industry is still recovering from the chaos, fans are already preparing for the next unpredictable moment. Taehyung, will accidentally release into the world. Because nothing Taehyung does is normal anymore. Everything he does becomes a mortal timestamp. Producers and directors worldwide are secretly calling him the most dangerous artist to ever exist, because he needs nothing to dominate. He does not require scandals, drama, post-production, choreography, or shock outfits. He simply appears. And the global system collapses on its knees in submission. A whisper becomes trend. A photo becomes economic crisis. A rehearsal becomes historical archive. Meanwhile, HYBE remains silent publicly. But insiders claim the company is scrambling internally, trying to calculate how to manage an artist whose natural organic influence is far beyond controllable commercial strategy. Because Taehyung is now functioning outside the industry blueprint itself. The world is now waiting, with anxiety, anticipation, and fear, for what Taehyung's next silent move will be. Because the last 2 times he did something small, the planet stopped breathing. And this era will be remembered forever as the moment when one man with a simple voice, a simple backpack, and a simple photo created the largest emotional disruption of modern entertainment, without ever trying. And now another detail is spreading like wildfire across Stan Twitter. The fan edit concept visual where Taehyung is covered in red string from head to toe. That symbolic imagery is being interpreted as the representation of fate, destiny, and the invisible threads that tie him to the world. This symbolism is no longer just aesthetic. It is now being used by analysts, graphic designers, and media creatives to illustrate how Taehyung's emotional impact wraps around industries like red wires controlling an entire system. And fans insist, this is serious business for him. Because Taehyung's art is not about performance. It is about the emotional truth that binds humanity to emotion, memory, and sound. People began saying that the red string concept fits this exact era. An era where Taehyung stands alone in an empty arena, singing to silence, while invisible emotional threads connect him simultaneously to millions around the globe. The backpack, the voice, the empty stadium, and now the red string. All merge into one mythic narrative that belongs only to him. This isn't about visuals or marketing props. It's about the invisible weight of meaning Taehyung carries, just like that backpack, but now multiplied by the symbolic red threads that tie him to the souls that listen. The world realizes that Taehyung does not just create trends. He creates emotional universes where symbolism becomes reality. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, stay curious, and stay ready, because with Taehyung, even the smallest moment can change the world. See you in the next story.